What is up, everybody? It's your boy Travis, aka Matsu here, and today I am going to be looking over the most recent article from Game Design. Bill Stark, director of game design, you know who he is. I've been waiting for this article to come out, and I am excited and nervous to see what is going to happen in this. So, without further ado, make sure you guys go like, comment, share, subscribe. Go check out the Patreon where I do coaching at the $10 level if you want to improve, that is. And other cool stuff possibly here in the future. Let's get right into it. Alright, so designing UVS, evergreens, and reminder text. So last week, I introduced the big challenge the game design team has been working on solving for the past several years in Universes. Building a game that is approachable to new players while still being fun for longtime players. We talked about the concept of mental load and how too much of it can turn new players away, preventing a game from realizing its full potential. We also talked about how streamlining a game too much can alienate your dedicated fans who have been with you for years. Today I'm going to talk about some tools we rely on that allow us to serve both needs at the same time. Okay. Defining terms. Before I dive into the concepts today, we need to define some terms so we're starting from the same place of understanding. When I talk about evergreen mechanics, I'm referring to mechanics that show up regularly in the game and could be considered a permanent part of the landscape. These include abilities like Powerful and EX or Throw. They've been in nearly every set since they were first introduced, and they're key tools we use to make the game. They're different from deciduous abilities or mechanics we only use once in a while. We'll save deciduous for a different day's discussion. Reminder text, on the other hand, is rules text on a card that explains some or all of the abilities on a card. In fact, reminder text is often paired with evergreen text. This is the italicized text found on cards that outlines what an ability does. More on that in a bit. Okay, so far, really not much from what I'm seeing. Hopefully we get more in the upcoming parts of the article, but so far I'm starving for something here for sure. Always green. To teach someone to play a new game, you need to introduce them to a lot of unfamiliar concepts. Doing this increases mental load, which is both thrilling but risky. Too much, as we looked at previously, and players get overwhelmed, too little and they're bored. We want to land on just the right amount of challenge, as we covered it in the last article. A human's short-term memory, which they use when learning new things, can hold 5 to 7 pieces of information. Once that bucket gets full, you need to either commit something to long-term memory for quick recall, or forget something so that you can make space for the next new piece of information. What's powerful when introducing a new card concept is helping a player quickly commit that ability to long-term memory, freeing them up to learn new concepts. One of the powerful tools we use to do that, evergreen mechanics. A mechanic that is evergreen does something powerful but subtle for reducing mental load for players. It provides rules text on many cards players only need to commit to memory once. By reusing an ability a player has previously learned, we reduce mental load so they can skip the process of learning the ability the next time they see it on the card. Here's what that looks like with the evergreen mechanic Stun on the critical role card, Piercing Dagger Strike. Okay, so it just shows that we have Stun. Yeah. The first time a player plays Piercing Dagger Strike, they need to first learn what the Stun ability is about. However, the next time they see the Stun ability, it will serve as a familiar point of reference and make a player feel comfortable about their growing knowledge of the game. They can commit the ability to memory and not have to recall it again on many other cards. Contrast that to a world where there are no evergreen mechanics on each card, and every card had unique keywords that required every player to memorize every single new card they see. What a burden! Okay. I'll be honest, that just sounds like getting better and improving at a card game. Part of that skill ceiling is learning what cards do and mechanics that are specific to cards, but I digress. Evergreen mechanics are powerful ways to reduce mental load, but we can go further in helping new players learn what those mechanics do in the first place. To do that, we use what we call reminder text on cards that is not for flavor and not specific rules text, but instead helpfully clarifies what rules text means. In the first image of Piercing Dagger Strike, I left off the version that includes the reminder text for stun. Here's what the actual card looks like when you open it in your Challenger series. Okay, so it just shows the reminder text for stun, which is something, I guess. Reminder text is important because it can teach a new player what an evergreen mechanic is, helping them commit it to memory, but also making it okay if they have it. It's right where they need it, when they need it, on the cards that ask them to know what it is, and seeing it explained repeatedly through reminder text allows us to handhold a player and teach through repetition. Our general guidelines for prioritizing reminder text are: reminder text appears when there's room on the card for it alongside the rules text, and it's helpful to the player to have it present. Reminder text appears most frequently on commons and uncommons. These are the cards players see most when opening boosters and playing limited, making them the best opportunity for us to teach what evergreen mechanics do. Reminder text appears sometimes on rares. These appear frequently enough to still be a great teaching opportunity, but rares tend to have more text than cards at lower rarities, leaving less space for reminder text. Reminder text appears least frequently on ultra rares and secret rares because they have the maximum need for coolness and typically have less room on cards for reminder text. Reminder text typically doesn't appear on character cards because there isn't usually space. We'll happily include it if there's both space and it helps to make the card's abilities more clear. Reminder text is a fantastic tool for helping new players, and for seasoned players, it becomes invisible once they've learned the mechanics. It's truly a win-win. Next week, in our next installment, we'll cover how we use vanilla and French vanilla cards to help reduce mental load while keeping gameplay streamlined. I'll see you then. Okay. So, I have the same issue with this article that I had with the last article. We talked a whole lot about something, right? In the last case, it was mental load and stuff. In this case, we talked a lot about reminder text, but we didn't explain in depth how we're solving this, right? And like, there is a good point to be made that who is this article really for? Because if I'm a newer player, I'm not going to actively seek out these articles and read them. But if I'm a veteran player, I already know all of this. So like, you are essentially just preaching to the choir and this article doesn't actually matter at all. Which is a big issue. They did not actually explain how they're solving the quote-unquote mental load issue that exists in our game. And when will they? When will they tell us exactly how they're solving the issue without just explaining, oh, well, we have these mechanics that exist that help with mental load, right? Because that's not, like, reminder text has existed for so long at this point. To the point where I wouldn't call it a fix for mental load, based on their own words. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. This has been Travis, aka Matsu, signing out. Make sure you guys go check out my socials, like, comment, share, subscribe. Go check out the Patreon and my Twitch, where I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at around 5 o'clock. Sayonara.
What is up, Matsu Nation? Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. And check out all my socials and my Patreon. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and sayonara.